Hey guys, this is Sachin again, and today let's continue our lesson in algebra. So today let's talk about creating expressions. Okay, so how do we do this? When we want to translate a verbal phrase into a mathematical expression, we can look for words that indicate a mathematical operation. For example, words like sum, increased by, and plus indicates that we're going to be using addition. And words like times and multiplied by indicates that we're going to be using multiplication. However, when we're using subtraction and division, the order in which we write is important. So for example, when we talk about for subtraction, to make this more complex and to add more meaning upon it, the reason why we're going to be having to list subtraction and definition in order when we're trying to create an expression is because when we have an example like the difference of a number 12 and a will need to be written by 12 minus a and not a minus 12. So what this means that the way that the words are written, you have to do them exactly. So the mathematical expression has to equally mention the verbal expression. So to reiterate this idea about creating expressions, when we have a mathematical problem, we can begin by making a verbal model in which we describe the situation in words and relate the words by usage of mathematical symbols. These words can then be replaced by numbers or variables to create a mathematical model, expression, or describe the situation. Let's start with an easy example to solidify this. So John wants to buy 20 cookies and X juice packs. Write the expression of the total cost. So, as you can see here, it says how John wants to buy 20 cookies and X juice packs, okay? So, and because it's asking for total cost, it means that we're going to be using addition. To visualize this problem even further, let's write out the words of the expression. What I mean by this is like this. So since we're going to be using addition, we're going to be saying cookies plus juice packs. And all we now have to do is literally just represent cookies and juice packs like how it is in the question. So since it says 20 cookies, we write 20 plus X juice packs, which means that the answer is 20 plus X. And we don't need to worry about the order because this question is just basically addition. Now, let's try a more complicated example. So Mark is at a bike rental service to rent a bike. There is a starting fee of $60 to rent a bike, and then it cost $30 for each day he has the bike. Write an expression for the total cost of renting the bike at this bike rental service. Okay, so I know there's a lot of words, but let's just group out what it's trying to say. So Mike is just going to be renting a bike. Okay, so that's the context of the problem. But this is where it's more important. It says here that his starting fee is $60, and then it costs $30 for each day. Okay, let's square that out. That seems really important. And let's also see that the question is asking total cost. Okay, so based on what we have underlined, let's see which is the most important aspects to help us with the problem. So when it means by each, we know that each represents multiplication. Okay, so that's that part. And since that's for total cost, we need to do basically the starting fee as well as the day fee. So since we're saying as well as or total, then we have to do addition. Okay, so let's visualize this. So to do this as a verbal model, this is what we're going to have to do. So we have the starting fee, right? And then we're going to be adding the price each day multiplied by the number of days. Okay? And I'm going to be putting this in parentheses because what it shows us is that we're not just adding the starting fee and then the price each day and the number of days. We're going to be multiplying the price each day and the number of days first to represent the additional cost that he has to pay plus the starting fee. So it's basically just the starting fee plus this entire thing. Okay, so now let's use the problem to basically substitute in the numbers for the words. So it says starting fee of $60. So let's write $60. Okay, and we have the price each day times the number of days. So we know that for each day it's going to cost $30, right? But we do not know the amount of days or number of days, right? Because it just says for each day, which means that we're going to have to use a variable. So let's use x to represent that. Okay, and we're going to be adding it, which means that it's basically 60 plus 30x. Okay, and the units are dollars. And so this is the answer. Alright guys, so this is how you are going to be able to create expressions through the use of your verbal model.